Hey besties, it's Rosie. I'm picking up on an incoming love offer. This could be romantic, or this could simply be someone who is desiring an emotional bond with you, just such as a deep friendship. The figure in question is a masculine who appears to be a little young and inexperienced, but he's learning. I think this card is very interesting because the man in it, he has figured out that if he ties up the floppy little toes of his shoes, that gives him a lot more stability. He's less likely to get himself caught up, tripped up. And also he's realizing that in order to see things clearly, he needs a higher vantage point than what he can achieve on his own. I'm also picking up that the man we're talking about might be very tall. So the idea that he might need to look at things from a higher perspective might be a little bit foreign to him because he's already heads above everyone else. And that might be in terms of actual height, or that could just be symbolism for him being more spiritually aware than the majority of the people around him. This man could like cats. He could be into gardening or plants. This figure is taking slow but steady steps towards mastery, but I see the one area where he tends to continue to get hung up is falling into the trap of passion. The allure of making a passionate connection with someone is something he might often use as a crutch to avoid having to do the hard work of becoming emotionally vulnerable to forge a real bond in that way. So he just kind of assuages that desire by rushing into these more shallow connections that are extremely passionate and exciting, and then will come up on the other side of it feeling extremely defeated and overwhelmed because there might be things said and done in the heat of the moment that feel good, but at the end of the day, there is no trust and safety built in these connections because it was just done too quickly and coming from the wrong seat of connection. So this person is yet again turning the wheel, coming up against an opportunity to show some self-mastery here. And if they don't, I see nothing nothing positive waiting on the other side of that lesson for them. It seems like Spirit is really going to give them the old 1-2 punch if they don't get it right this time. So, Spirit, what do you want us to know? If you are the person that I am reading for, if this isn't someone you know, if this is you, I would really advise you to take it slow. Do not rush headlong into this because you think that you've already mastered this and you know what it is. Actually, I once had a dream that I think ties in nicely with this. In the dream, I was in this weird building. It was like an indoor water park or like theme park or something like that. And how you got around was there were these areas in the floor that had these strong air vents coming out of them. And the air that was being pushed out of them was so forced that you could just kind of stand on them and the air would pick you up and the current would carry you where you were meant to go. So I'm kind of standing in this hallway in this place that I've been before and looking around trying to decide like which door I'm gonna go through or where I'm gonna go next. The door to my left, which is symbolic of the past or like, you know, karma, was just kind of sitting there, and I was like, I already know where that one goes, so since I can't really decide where I want to go anywhere else, I'll just go back there since I've already like done that and I'm familiar with it. So I go back into this room. I go to stand over the air vent and I just kind of like jump off. Like, since I already know that it's going to catch me, I just jump off. But I soon realized that The force of air that was coming out of there was not what I had anticipated, and I actually started falling from a very great height, like down floors and floors and floors. And right before I splatted on the ground, I was able to kind of grab a railing and catch myself and like climb my way back up to the top. I get back up to the top and I'm very shook. And as I'm standing there kind of like regaining my composure, I see another person do the same thing. They try to get on the same air compressor, only they completely fall. They fall down to the ground and they splatter, and we'll just say that there was a casualty. And I stood there shooketh, thankful that my guides or whoever was looking after me caught me in time, because otherwise that would have been me. And I think that is a cautionary tale. So often we think that repeating a cycle is harmless, like we've already done this before and what's the worst that can happen, like I know how this ends. But unfortunately, the mastery that we think that we have over something isn't always complete, because things are ever changing and growing. And also your guides will take opportunities to teach you hard lessons when you are refusing to grow the organic way. So let that be a cautionary tale to you. Spirit, do you have any other messages? Bestie, I am getting a message of maybe some of you are wondering why the universe is so invested in what you do or don't do. And I think it's important to remember that your reality is a reflection of you. So the universe is simply mirroring to you what your own soul wants for you in this incarnation. Your ego often shadows and clouds the truth of that. So the universe acts as this mirror of what is truly happening and what is truly in your heart and upon your soul to do. So if you're feeling like you're being bullied by the universe for making wrong decisions, it's not really just like this malevolent force trying to get you to do something. You came here with the agreement that what you were doing here would be for the greatest and highest good of you and for the greatest and highest good of all. So it is both in your best interest and in the best interest of everyone that you learn your lessons and grow into the best version of yourself, the most authentic version of yourself. Because from that place, then you will be able to share with the world what you came here to share with the world. There's a very important contribution that only you have. And as long as you are getting embroiled in this little rat race, as long as you're this little hamster running on the wheel, you are simply detracting from not only the joy and abundance that would come from you fulfilling this, but also everyone else who signed on to experience that from you. There are other people relying on the messages or the work that you are meant to be putting out right now. And instead of doing that, you are stuck repeating cycles that you have long since mastered. So if you are feeling personally victimized by the universe is probably feeling personally victimized by your unwillingness to grow. So something to think about.